When you think of sex icons, who comes to mind? Austin Powers? Hugh Hefner? Ryan Reynolds? Me, even. For one particular elderly woman, I am the gold standard of charisma, lust, and sexual power. So allow me to tell you all the story of how I found myself being stalked by an elderly woman. So about a year ago, I used to deliver furniture for a local furniture company. And one day we deliver to this woman, nothing out of the ordinary. We go there, my coworker and I. She's very nice, very cordial, offers us water, all that good stuff, nothing crazy. Her husband is in a wheelchair and is always in and out of the hospital. So if he is not there, she's pretty much by herself throughout most of the day. So she was remarking upon that while we were delivering furniture, citing, "Oh, it's really nice that we have visitors. We don't get a lot. Our kids and grandkids all live in Colorado." And to me, I felt very sad hearing that because my own grandma lives in a situation very similar to that. So I decide that I will go out and pay her a visit every so often just to see how she's doing. So flash forward a couple days, I stop out there. All is normal. We sit on opposite sides of her couch. She has a sectional in her living room. And that's just that. We talk, nothing crazy. So flash forward a couple weeks now. I'm now at my new job where I work for Verizon. So I'm out running business leads and I decide to stop by. So her and I are talking, same thing, business as usual. I tell her that my friends and I are going out to a fun little town a couple hours away for the weekend. Just spend some quality time, bro time, you know how it goes. And so, that's it. I leave, I go about my business, and then the weekend rolls by. So, after the weekend, I'm sitting at work, and I get a call while I'm working with a customer. And I don't take it. I let it go to voicemail. And after the customer leaves, I check my voicemail, and it's this old woman. And she was like, "Hey, I just wanted to see how your weekend was going. I got your number from your old coworkers, and I wanted to see if you could stop by. I was maybe thinking about getting set up with Verizon." And so she's not able to drive. So I asked my coworker, I said, "Do you mind if I swing out there, go over some prices? It's a pretty good sale." They approve. So I go on out there. But this time, she's acting a little bit different. I sit down. I've got my clipboard, our prices, and all that good stuff. And normally, she will sit on the opposite side of the couch, but this time, she sits right next to me, thigh to thigh. And so we're talking, and then she offers me a Seagram. And I refuse, obviously, I'm at work. It would be different if I was at my old job. But I refuse. And so she just starts rambling about her life. Just old lady stuff. You know how it goes. And then she accidentally spills a little bit of her drink on her shirt. And she's just, "Oh no, I need to go change my shirt. I don't want to get stains on my shirt." And so she goes into the back to change her shirt. But then she comes back out about 5 minutes later in the exact same shirt. And during that time that she was in there, I'm like, okay, this is pretty weird. I'm going to try to get out of here. And so I'm trying to figure out a way out. And there she goes again, rambling about just nonsense. And then she says something very interesting. She says, "My husband and I have been together for 45 years, but we're not together anymore because he cheated on me a long time ago. We just stay together for the kids. And then she sits down, thigh to thigh, right next to me, and says, I haven't been with someone in 30 years. And so my eyes go wide. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's sad. Away she goes. That's life. Gosh diddly darn. Sorry to hear that. And so then she's like, well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'm sure you want to get back to the office, but could you come back after work and we can discuss pricing more? Now, the date of that day was November 16th, 2020. That is the Vikings versus the Bears. It's a divisional game. It's important. It's Monday Night Football. That's a no-can-do. So I say, no, it's Vikings, Bears. I'm going to go watch that. And then she wants to know what I'm doing for the rest of the week. So she's like, what about Tuesday? I was like, oh, well, my brother and I are going bowling. We haven't been spending a lot of time together. We're just going to go have some bro time. And then she's like, well, what about Wednesday? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go help my mom with her businesses and stuff in her town and, just be a good son. And then what about Thursday? I'm like, oh, that's my day off. I don't like to leave the house, just kind of do my own thing. And so in her mind, she sees that as oh, okay, so you're going to come by Thursday. And so I am trying to leave, but she is body blocking me from the door. And so she wants a hug as I'm leaving. And so I give her the Christian side hug. Nothing crazy, just to appease her. And then I leave. And I think, this is not good. The following day, she tries to call, but I don't answer the phone for obvious reasons. And then she texts me, wanting to know what I'm doing today and wants me to stop by and all that good stuff. And so I tell her I straight up want to go home. To which she replies, damn, I guess I just don't matter that much. I guess I can turn my porch light off. And I said, I don't know what you want from me. And she said, listen to your voicemail. I said, I did. Now, she seems to be laboring under the delusion that I am in France right now, or at least on my way home from France, as she said, hey, I know you're leaving France tonight. Sorry, I forgot about it. And anyway, I really don't want to wait till Thursday. I can't stand it. So when you get time, call me on your way home. I'm sorry. So, after reading that and telling her that I did in fact see it, she said this. Well, you should have called me. I like talking and hearing your voice. You probably aren't in a place where you can call right now, but I know you can soon. You're young and strong and virile, and you awakened me, and I'm wide awake. Now you must be thinking, this lady's crazy. Surely it couldn't get any weirder. Well, there you would be wrong, because 8 hours from when she sent that text message and left that voicemail, she just goes off the deep end and leaves me a text message at 3:30 in the morning that goes as follows. Now, before I read this, take this time to go into your drawer and get an extra pair of underpants out, because once I'm done reading this, you are going to be soggy. Now, I digress. John, we need to talk about something really important tomorrow morning, early, please call me when you get up. And please don't ask me why. I am so insecure with my self-esteem, and I'm not going to put it down word for word for you to read when you know exactly what I'm talking about. I told you how I feel and what I like about you completely. My hero, my Superman strength. My only problem is that I haven't got to feel what it is like yet. To me, this isn't a game of you have to wait till I say so. When a man wants a woman, he finds a way. That's the nature of the beast throughout time. It's called sex drive, and you have it. But you have to stop and take time for it and not put your lady off and make her wait in agony. That just isn't being a gentleman. Not to call or say, "Sorry, m'lady. I truly love your lips. They honestly feel so wonderful. And your strong hands, oh. So it's your fault too that I had these feelings, and I hope you have them too. But I like phone calls, and not just messages. It's the sound of your voice. Talk to you soon, I hope." Quite crazy, I know. But it gets even weirder, because a couple days after that text message, I received something that will strike fear into the hearts of ordinary men. When you gaze upon this image, you question what it really means to be living. Your soul will leave your body, your knees will give out, and you will beg for the sweet embrace of death. So when I show you this, just know that I did warn you. And that also, this photo is not edited nor cropped in any way. This is what I received in the butt crack of dawn. Was there any context to this? Absolutely not. It was just a random picture that she sent me. But it gets even weirder, because the very next evening, I receive this. Yeah, I admit, very, very creepy. So from there, after a couple more days, she sends me another text. This one's a little weird, a little out of left field, I should say. She says, "I have waited a long time for a man like you, and have liked you from the moment I met you, but never made any kind of advance until you were free and said you wanted me to. So it isn't some kind of fantasy, not on my part. And do we still have our date Thursday evening? I hope so." Now, the thing is, as I said earlier, we never set a date to do anything on Thursday. She seemed to have thought that whenever I said that Thursday was my day off, that we were going to do something then. So, from there, I said, "What the hell are you even on about? I don't know what you think has happened, but you seem to be very, very confused." And she says, "Okay, John, I'm making the whole thing up. It must have been a different time and space. I'm still getting Verizon from you, correct?" And I said, I don't think that'd be a good idea. And so that following evening, she texts me and says that if I don't come by her house and see her, talk to her, do other things, that she will post on her Facebook pictures that her security camera in her house had taken. And so I just said, "All right, do it." And from there, I just don't talk to her, don't respond to her, or do anything like that, and just try to go on with my life. And maybe, she'll get the point and leave me alone, and that'll be that. And I'll do my thing. She'll freaking roll over and die at any point. Who knows? But yeah, that didn't happen. And in her sage elderly woman wisdom, she decides to stop by my office to talk to me. So she arrives at 6:52. Now keep in mind, she can't drive. So her daughter brought her to my office. And upon entering, She stands in the doorway, looks at me for probably 7 seconds, and then says, "Hey," and proceeds to walk silently to my desk, sits down and says, "I wanted to come by and see why you weren't returning my calls or texts." And I said, "Because I don't want to talk to you." And she said, "Well, why not? I figured we could be friends." I said, "Yeah, that's not happening. You decide, after me not talking to you for days, to stop by my place of work." And she's like, "Oh, I just wanted to see you and, just see what was going on, how your day was." And I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want you here. I don't want you to talk to me. And so eventually, she claims that she will leave me alone. And then she leaves. And then, I figured that'd be the end. I could close the book on this manga arc and go on with my life. But no, no, no. I was very wrong. So the next day, she leaves me a voicemail. And I've actually got the voicemail on hand right now. So I'll go ahead and play it for y'all. And when you hear this, this is a good indicator of what to do if you're trying to pick someone up. This is what you want to say. Being the love guru that I am, I can say that after I heard this voicemail, I just wanted to be all up on her.
Well, this is convenient. Throw me to the answering machine. How funny is that? I don't know what this game is. You just won't talk to me. You stand there with your arms crossed, a good couple feet away from me. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Next time I walk in that store, I will be right up on you, right in your face, talking to you. If that's what I have to do to talk to you, then that's what I'll do. If that's what I have to do to touch you, then that's what I'll do. It's either that or you can come by here. I just want you to come over here and see me. You don't text me. You won't answer my texts, no matter what I say in those texts. And I can't even, I don't know how you can read my texts and not react to them. I just don't. I just don't know how you don't react. I mean, whenever I'm writing to you, I am literally trembling all over. How many women do that for you, John? How many women do you have that literally tremble for your touch? Not many, I'm sure. Because you won't share yourself. You won't even share yourself with me. You've got a one-track mind, which is, it's wonderful that that's what you think about all the time is your career. But God, share yourself with me just a little bit. I love hearing about how you work, I also want to feel you. I need to feel you. I want you to come over here. I want you to come over here. I want to be able to touch you. I want to put my arms around you. I'm sorry. I need your touch. And I know for a fact that I know that you like my touching you. I know you did. And I think that's what worries you. If you come over here, you're going to like it. You're going to like my touching you. That's why you stay away from me so that I can't get close enough to touch you. I want to touch you right now. All you have to do is come over here. It's only midnight, for heaven's sakes. John, please. I'm so tired of asking you.
So there's a couple things in that message that I want to dissect. For one, she straight up calls me out and says that not many women tremble when they hear my voice, which is fair. That's an apt analysis. And for two, she said that the reason I stay away is because I don't want her to touch me. And that is also true. I firmly believe that is the right call there. So, she's pulling a real Sherlock Holmes, some real detective work. I also forgot to mention that before she sent that voicemail, she sent a voicemail of her listening to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, followed by a minute and a half of silence. So here we are around Christmas time. My family has come to gather to celebrate, and I feel like now is a good time to tell this story to my family. And so I'm recounting the entire event as to what has happened so far. And in the back, I can see my darling grandmother shaking her head in disgust towards this old woman. And at the end of the story, she says, "Well, give me her number. I'm going to call her." And I said, "No, Grandma, please. I can handle this." And my grandma is actually younger than this stalker. So, kind of funny there. Now, going past Christmas, I decided to check my messages. Since she is blocked, I decided to check the blocked ones. And I noticed something very odd. In the span of 4 days, she sent me 43 unanswered texts just back to back to back for 4 days. Most of them consisted of not asking, but begging me to come over on a nightly basis. And there was one message where she said, verbatim, "I want your cock." It's very direct. It's very upfront. It's very horrifying. In another one, she said, "I just want sex. I don't want a relationship, just sex." And that is even more horrifying than what she said last time. Now, amongst those messages were pictures she'd send me of like wreaths she was making, and she's like, "Oh, maybe your mom wants one. She can buy. I'll sell you one." And then for some reason she sent a picture of her granddaughters, and I was thinking, oh, it'd be really dastardly if I just boned her granddaughters. But I decided against that just to put this drama behind us. But then there was one picture that'll forever haunt me. Somehow worse than the eye picture and the forehead picture. She decides to send me a close-up of her areola. Not her boobs or anything like that, as saggy as they may be. Just straight areola. Followed up with the message that read, "Why are you so stubborn? Are you part Missouri mule? You're going to give in to me. You want me. It's all yours. Come love me tonight." What I don't understand is, for one, I don't live in Missouri, and for two, what the hell is a Missouri mule? At this point, it was starting to get a little weird. A little too weird, and I was like, if she doesn't leave me alone, I may just have to file a restraining order or something, because she's not letting up. She's ignoring all of my messages to leave me alone, stop talking to me, or I will call the police and all that stuff. She doesn't fear any man or authority. But I decide not to file the restraining order, as it would have just probably been more drama and more annoying and all that good stuff. And eventually she did stop, but not before our final encounter. Some time had passed. I had not seen nor heard from her, until one day she comes back into my office. And this time she's carrying a tiny camera. And she tries to give it to me. And I say, "What is this?" And she said, "It's a camera that you can set up in your car or in your apartment for security." I was like, I don't want this. My car is secure enough. My apartment is secure enough. And I told her that if she ever comes to my work again, or calls or texts me or reaches out to me or any of my coworkers in any way ever again, I'm calling the cops. And she finally says, "Okay, I'll leave you alone." And so I tell her to give me her phone. So she hands it to me. I delete my contact from her phone, and then I delete the messages so she can't go back to my number and continue to text me. And here we are at the end, a year later, and I have not seen nor heard from her. Where is she? I don't know. She could be dead. She could be in a different city. She could be here. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just glad that this whole incident was put to rest. So really, the moral of the story is, old people are horny, deranged old people. Good night, everyone.